Thanks for stopping by at Twisted Art Designs. Today I'm going to work in my Small Ranger Delusions journal, and I'm going to use these Tim Holtz Ideology People. I had a really cute and fun idea for a little page, so I'm going to make a small art journal page and you guys can play along with me. So let's get started and have some fun. So for my background, I used some yellow paint on the back and just used a baby wipe to spread out the yellow. Then I went around it with a greenish color around the outside. I used a rubber stamp to stamp some background lines. It's just like a text stamp just to add some interest. And then I'm going to show you how to make these little elements here. These are really fun to make. I'm using a scrap of watercolor paper. And then I'm using different water-soluble markers. So Arteza brush markers, an Equaline, Tombow would be another one. Anything that is water-soluble that you can spread out with a water brush. So what I do to start, this is just a scrap of watercolor paper, and I'm going to start making some circles. And I go over each other so they connect over each other. I'm not too precise, I'm just throwing down some circles here. And I'm doing different colors and make them cross over each other, and you just keep adding lots and lots of circles, different sizes and different colors, but all in a water-soluble pen. And then when you come in with another color and you cross it over the ones you've already made, of course that makes a third color. I'm going to throw in a little bit of green. So I've got 3 colors of blue, and now I've just put a green in there. And now I'm going to take a water brush and I'm going to just start blending this out a little bit. So I'm going over the circles with adding some water and kind of just spreading out some of the color, but the circles will stay put. You'll end up with a background. See how the green blended out into the blue, so you get kind of a blue-green. You just want to take your brush and just start coloring over it. It's really easy, but oh, the end result is so pretty. It fades these circles a little bit, makes them not so defined, not so perfect, but then also gives a watercolor background to the white. While it's a little bit damp from doing that background, it's kind of fun too to take a darker blue, a darker color, and just add a couple of circles in a darker color that are almost like a focal, and they're going to blend and bleed out onto that wet, damp background. You could even take your spray bottle and mist it a little bit to get it to spread out. And this is what you end up with. See how that spread out looks really cool. And those are those Arteza pens. They're so fun to work with. Now let's let this dry. It's dry. I'm going to tear that towards me, and that'll make that rough edge, because I want that white rough edge. So I'm going to flip it and come over here and tear it again. And this is what you end up with. Isn't that pretty? And then when you add that to your page, you can glue that down on your page. Look at that cool background it makes. Super fun. Next I'm going to use the Tim Holtz Ideology Girls, and I've got these 3 together. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut straight down. like that. Next I'm going to use 3 faces and 3 hairstyles from the original FaceUps collage sheet that I did. I originally created this for the Justine Paper Doll Adventures dolls so that you can change the faces on those paper dolls, but it's also a great collage sheet for doing magazine collage and art journaling too. So I chose 3 of the cute faces, the happy faces, and I'm gonna trim them out and put the hairstyles on them. And I'll put a link in the description box below for the collage sheets, the link to the collage sheets if you're interested in giving this a try yourself. A lot of us have these Tim Holtz dolls and paper dolls, and these face-up faces are so cute on these Tim Holtz bodies. So here are my 3 faces with their hairstyles. They're so fun to cut out and put the hairstyles on them. I like it. And next, I want to find, I have different colors of blues and aquas, a little bit of green, some yellow in here, and I want to find some colors that go with this and complement it. So I'm going to reference the color catalog. This is an ebook, and it's by Sarah Renae Clark, and I use it a lot for things like this. So you look for layouts that have colors in them, and then it shows colors to go along with it. So I need to find something that go along with the blues and the greens. So I'm going to scan through here and find something with blues and greens, so it'll give me another color to go with it to add some extra complementary colors with it. And I found this one, and I really like that it doesn't have a blue, but blue goes with these colors, but I like that they've added a little bit of orange and maybe even a little bit of red. So that's what I'm going to use. I love using this color catalog. It's so easy. You can scroll through, look at the colors, put it next to your page, and then pick colors that go along with it. But I absolutely can't wait until next month when the pre-orders for the color cube come out, and that's a whole nother. Ooh, this is perfect right here. See, they're showing orange, so I've got blues and greens and yellows, and I need to add a touch of orange to my layout. So that's what it does for me, is just showing me what colors I can add that'll go along with it. And the color cube, instead of it being on your phone or your tablet, the color cube are going to be on cards. So there's cards that you can actually lay down. I can't wait to get my color cube. I'll put the links in the description box below if you have never seen that and you want to check them out, because they're just really fun to use. So I'm going to glue my little Tim Holtz characters sitting on that interesting piece that I did on the watercolor paper. They're going to be sitting on that kind of like it's a wall. And I'm going to glue that into place, and then I'm going to glue these face-ups on the characters. Look how cute that is going to be. Oh, love it. So I'm going to glue it into place and then show you my next idea. Here's what they look like. I love it. Look at the 3 girls with the face-ups and the Tim Holtz Ideology bodies. And now I've chosen another one, the ballerina, and I did the same thing, cut her head into a straight line. And for this one, I think I'm going to use the flirty girl face and hair. So I'm going to cut those out and put her together. I printed these face-ups onto just a regular lightweight cardstock, and I like to go, after I cut them out, I like to go around the edges with a brush pen. I use this deep ochre one a lot from Ecoline because I think it just makes a good color around faces and hair. So get rid of those white lines, and then on some of the hairstyles like this one, you take an X-Acto knife and then just cut your little slit where you can stick that face up underneath the bangs like that. And so this one will slide into here like this. Here's the little ballerina girl. I love it. I love it. These are so cute. And here is a magazine image of a stack of books, and I'm gonna cut those books out and put those under the girl like she's balancing on a stack of books. And I want to bring that orange element into it, so I'm using a big circle punch and some orange cardstock. And just punching out a circle. And I'm going to have the books balancing on this circle. So I'm going to put it on like that and then cut it off at the bottom of the page. And I punched out 2 other circles in different sizes so that I can put those on the page too, just to bring those circle elements in. And so what I did is when I cut this big circle off to meet up with the page, I put the other part up here and the other 2 little circles on, and look at how that just added some really fun interest to this page. And I would have never chosen orange. So that's what I love about using that color catalog, is it showed me that these colors will in fact go together and look cool on an art journal page, and gave me an idea to step outside the box and use bright orange, and I wouldn't have done that. So now I'm going to put the books down. I left her feet unglued so that I could slip something under, because I knew that I wanted to have her balancing on something. And I'm using the Tim Holtz Distress Collage Medium and a brush, and I always put it down on the back of the image, a thin layer on the back, and then a thin layer on the page to hopefully keep from getting wrinkles. It doesn't always work, but most of the time that works pretty good. I'm going to slip that up underneath her toes and have those books balancing on the circle. That's pretty cute. I like that. Next, I'm going to take an Arteza brush pen. This is the peach color, and I'm just going to go in here and put a little bit of skin colored tint on the necks. I'm leaving the images. I could tint the whole things and color their clothing. You can do that, and these Arteza pens work so well for that. But I like that black and white on this layout, so I'm going to leave it. But I'm adding some color to the neck so that it looks seamless to have the little face up on the character. Might even add a little more color to the faces, just a little bit. Yeah, see, that just added some color to their necks and it made them look a little bit better. Okay, and then I'm going to take some colored pencil and I'm going to do some shading on these circles and then add some words to the page and come back and show you. I'm using an orange Arteza brush pen. Just want to show you that to add some shading to these circles, you can come in with these Artezas and go around one side or 3/4 of a circle to make shading like that. These little brush pens are just so fun and so versatile. I love them. And then I can come back and use some colored pencil. So I'm using just a Uniposca colored pencil in a lighter color, and I can add a highlight just to give those orange circles some shape. Before I put my words on the page, I'm going to take a General's charcoal pencil and a little brush that I've cut the tip off of to make a little scrubber, and I'm going to do some shading. So coming around these circles and under the books, you can just put a little charcoal like that and then blend it out with your little scrubber, and it just makes a really nice soft shadow. So I'm going to do some shading around the circles and around the characters. I've done my charcoal shading around, so under their feet and to one side of them. I love the charcoal shading. It just makes them pop off the page. And then some charcoal around the circles. I added the words, "Sometimes you just need friends you can be silly with." So these three girls are watching this girl who's balancing on a stack of books, being silly. I love it. And the last thing I'm going to do is to take a chisel Posca pen and go around and make a dark border. The black border just tied the whole thing in. I love it. What a fun page this was. So using Tim Holtz Ideology Little Bodies and the FaceUps collage sheet with the FaceUps girls. Look at this cute fun page. Sometimes you just need friends to be silly with. So that was a great fun page to do. So I hope you enjoyed this and it gives you some ideas, sparks some interest, and makes you want to go create art in your art journal because art soothes the heart.